Let's go! Jaguars fans, you're already down 6-0. It did not help that Trevor Lawrence took a nasty hit, but I can't. Well, I'm going to save this because it's going to sound like I'm spitting in your faces, but make sure you stay till the end of the video for a brutally harsh truth about the entire Jaguar situation, okay? So, first thing about this throw is Cam Robinson just gets absolutely dominated. It's been a rough season for him. Swim move to the inside, and Gregory Rousseau, who's one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, gets held, and then he rolls up on Trevor Lawrence right here, and obviously that's nasty. What happened here on this throw to where Trevor's throwing this into heavy coverage, right? Well, he's thinking that this is going to be a simple little comeback route, right? Gabe Davis going up against his old team, right? He's going to sell vertical. DB's going to go all the way back, and he's just going to run a comeback and hit it. Well, guess what the Bills decide to do? At the last second, they bail this DB to play underneath this comeback route, right? So it makes this throw really hard for Trevor Lawrence, right? He predetermined that he was going to look left and work all the way here to the back, to the right side to Gabe Davis, and he decides to still rip it. And it's just a lot of pressure, and this is why 3rd and 9s in the NFL are really, really, really tough to complete. Honestly, it's kind of crazy that Trevor was able to throw the football that accurately, but it's a bad throw, and it's lucky. And then we get to hear Jaguar Nation. I mean, the Bills were just consistently converting in the red zone. You decide to rush 3 here. No pass rush, okay? Mason Smith's over there getting triple teamed. Can't do anything about it. Travon Walker, is that holding? I don't know. But you decide to bring a QB spy here or Josh Allen. I don't know why you're not, rushing your best rusher on 3rd and goal. But it doesn't work out as Dalton Kincaid is able to eventually score a tutty. All right, 3rd and 3. This is some really good quarterbacking, and they decide to do the same thing with the same player. 39, right? Get back here underneath the comeback route. BTJ has converted a lot of these kind of comebacks when he was at LSU. What happens here, though, is Christian Kirk, the vertical, draws the DB out. So Trevor sees that, and this is really, really good quarterbacking. And, of course, Trevor throws a beautiful ball here to BTJ, and he picks up the first down. Okay, and BTJ is really good after the catch. Okay, he's able to make a guy miss, juke another guy, DeMar Hamlin, and he's still on his feet. Okay, he never goes down easy. All right, so this play perfectly encapsulates the Trevor Lawrence era, right? This stat was brought up a gazillion times about Trevor last year. He had the most near completions, right? Plays where the receiver catches a football but steps out of bounds, or pass interference plays in the red zone. They always bring up these stats. And, yeah, is this a good thrown ball? Sure, but Gabe Davis is too close to the sideline, and he's not able to make the play. And this is yet again another near Trevor Lawrence reception. And then we get to here. I mean, it's just all game, right? Red zone, extended red zone, play action fake, all day to throw. The deep over gets wide open here to Keon Coleman. Nobody's able to get off blocks. And, well, you eventually did get home, but that's because the defensive lineman was going up against an RB. And Keon Coleman, who's not known for separation, is able to run away from 30 pretty easily, and he scores. And I've tried to warn you guys last week. The Browns tape was bad. Play action fake. Y'all, and I said this in my first ever Jaguar video. I'm not a big Trevor guy, okay? Very happy feet in the pocket, but we do eventually get a good wide base here. He just overshoots BTJ, who is a massive target. Okay, he's massive. He's 6'4". It's hard to overthrow this guy, and you throw it right to DeMar Hamlin. Okay, I mean, what's going on with Trevor Lawrence? Well, it's really nothing new, right? He's just not been as good as many people have expected him to be, right? And you could kind of see this going back to his Clemson days. You just threw it right to DeMar Hamlin. I think, God, I don't even know what else to say, right? It's just that bad of a throw. Sideline is completely dead, and that's where we are right now. All right, we get to this 3rd and 10, and this is just nasty. You're already scared about Von Miller going up against any Jaguars offensive lineman. But guess what happens? It's actually the blitzer who destroys them, right? So the first thing here is the Jaguars do a good job of recognizing that the slot corner is coming on a blitz. So Etienne actually crosses face, but what they don't know is there's another blitzer coming from this way. So you slide the running back over here on a longer developing 3rd and 10, and guess what? 39's coming around the corner, right? So Trevor's thinking, hey, I got Etienne over here, but the blitz, it doesn't blindside him per se, but he just can't get away from it, and it actually ended up being the blitzer who gets who they slid over to sack or protect. He actually does end up getting the sack. All right, so this is going to sound like just me trying to hype you guys up. Play action fake right here. If there is one legitimate positive, it's the fact that the Jaguars finally got Trevor Lawrence and Christian Kirk going. Now, it's never good to say that this finally got going down 31, but it is something, right? Obviously not Trevor's best ball. This is not only an amazing catch, but a good job by Christian Kirk getting up and trying to make something happen after the catch. And then we get to here. Obviously, the big discussion is how do you beat too high safety? And this actually isn't too high. This is actually a variation of quarters here. So you attack the middle of the field if you want to get vertical. Okay? So obviously quarters is a very safe coverage when you're up by 31. That happens. You rarely see quarters played this soft, but it's still an amazing throw right here by Trevor Lawrence over the middle to Christian Kirk right in the chest before the safety comes up and hammers. Now, is there some light at the end of the tunnel? Maybe. I really do like this red zone play call, 1st down and goal, pulling the guard, showing a heavy run look here out of 12 personnel, play action fake, get all these defenders to bite, and then obviously it's just a race to the pylon here for Brenton Strange, who a lot of people actually started in fantasy this week. Guess what? It pays off, right? Especially with tight end production. That catch alone makes Brenton Strange a top 5 tight end. Look at her. She finally has something to cheer about. Alrighty, Jaguar fans. We'll show a few more really good Trevor plays, but once again, you see the Bills and quarters are going to give you these comebacks all day, every day. Okay, now, I am not victory lapping this at all because I've gotten to know quite a few of you Jaguar fans, and I really do appreciate you making Power Hour NFL a channel where we cover your team, right? You have been through so much. But the very first video, and it took a lot of criticism, I said I wasn't a big Trevor guy, right? That's basically all I've said, right? I don't think he's terrible. There's no way he's atrocious, right? This is a guy who led one of the best playoff comebacks of all time, right? But if we're being honest, Trevor, and this throw was actually pretty ridiculous, under pressure, throwing off, fading away here on this 3rd and goal. Look at where this ball actually ends up being located. Kirk could have made this play. It's also a really good play by the DB, but still. He's been more not great than great. He only has 2 325-yard passing games in his last 50. And I know that number's arbitrary, but look, this guy has also had 2 games this season under 200 yards passing. Now, I know numbers are down for everyone when it comes to touchdown scoring and passing yardage. The too high revolution apparently can't be figured out by anyone or anyone that doesn't have Josh Allen as their quarterback right now. Huh? But look, this has been more of who Trevor is, right? And so far, last year, he only had 1 game under 200 yards passing. A few years ago, he only had 2 games under 200 yards passing. He's already matched that total through 3 games this year. So, y'all, he's just not elite. And this is the harsh truth, and it's really freaking hard to accept this. In life, especially in sports, being bad is not really a bad thing, right? Because if you're bad, guess what? Teams will just cut you and move on from you, right? But the worst, is when people think you're great, but you really aren't that great, right? Because when people think you're great, well, the team is expecting you to carry them, right? If people think you're great, they'll hand you a $50+ million contract. Now, floating in your face, some other Jaguar videos. It is Power Hour NFL. Boom. And tonight, we are doing garlic parm chicken tenders. Let's go.